Greetings everyone and welcome to a new first taste for the channel, where today we are checking out Breachway, a game that I've seen many people compare to Faster Than Light, and not without some good reason. Now, Breachway is developed by Edgeflow Studios and published by Hooded Horse, and went on release on the 26th of September. I had been afforded an opportunity to check this out a little bit ahead of release, and I must say, again, with the comparison of Faster Than Light, there is good reason for that comparison to be as often made as I've seen it. Though I would go on to say that while Breachway does share quite a lot of characteristics with Faster Than Light, and in the broader strokes, some of the major characteristics of Faster Than Light, it does have a character all its own, and that is what we're going to be exploring today. If by the end of the episode you have enjoyed what you saw and you want to see more, then do consider heading on down to the video description where you can find links on where you can check out Breachway for yourself. And indeed, if you're down there, then why not go ahead and massage those lovely buttons. You know St. Algorithmus loves it when you do. Might even perf you if you're very lucky. But we're going to go ahead and jump into a new run. We're going to let enable the prologue, as it does a fairly good job of tutorializing the core mechanics of the game. So let's begin a fresh run and see how far we can get in about an hour or so. A sudden jolt awakes you as you hear the distant beeping of doors opening. As reality creeps back in, you slowly recognize your surroundings, the cramped confines of your quarters on the Atlas. Hey, wake up! The captain wants to see you on the command deck. He seems pretty agitated, and you look groggy as hell, so just let me do the talking. There's Alina Starling. I like the name Starling. Head over to the command deck. There's an unusual flurry of activity as you enter the command deck. The captain, studying the data feed on one of the consoles, beckons the two of you over. Captain Quinn. Okay, left mouse button to continue, hold right mouse button to fast forward. Oh, that's actually quite nice. We'll go through at the regular pace. There's a bit of story, and who doesn't like story in these games? Our infrared sense is detecting a large explosion in Solari space, right where one of their research stations is located. Whatever they were up to, looks like it didn't go as planned. So this might be our big break then? A chance to turn this scavenging mission around and not go home empty-handed? Could be. We're closer to the station than any of the Solari fleets in the system. We can't risk approaching with the Atlas, however, as it would be picked up by the fleet scanners and we'd be done for. A small ship like the Magpie, though, launched at our current speed, could get there undetected. It'll run on minimal reactor capacity, using only maneuvering thrusters for flight path adjustments. With all due respect, sir, the fireworks will likely attract other scavengers by the time we get there. Which is why the lieutenant here is tasked with protecting the Magpie in case things go south. I'll assemble a team while you make the necessary preparations. Report to the docking bay in 30 minutes. Okay, preparing to head out. Very well. Now then, this is the ship status screen. You can view statistics such as number and types of hardpoints, starting equipment, and crew. Each piece of equipment contains a few starting cards and has capacity to add more cards as you play. Equipment requires an assigned crew member to function. This is the ship selection. If you want a better look at your ship, you can orbit the camera while keeping the left mouse button pressed and use the scroll wheel to zoom in and out. Once you're done inspecting the ship, click on the accept button in the ship selection window to proceed. Now, as you can see, it's a bit of a visual upgrade over Faster Than Light, but we've already kind of touched on, it was very subtle, but one of the main things that I feel sets this game apart from Faster Than Light, and that is that there is a bit of roguelike deck building elements in there. There's roguelike deck building elements in almost every game these days. It seems to be as much of a darling in modern gaming as FTL was about 5 years ago. Or was it 10 years ago? I don't know. Time is weird. But as you can see, each of the kind of equipment comes with a deck of cards. This can be upgraded through play, so it's not just what you see here, but I do believe that it is limited to these slots that you can see there. We also have some crew, and each crew person does have a different ability that they would bring towards that base station. So we've got a weapon here, we've got a launch bay, we've got a shield, we've got engineering. There are other kind of departments or stations that you might have on some ships. I don't know if you can upgrade a ship to have different stations, but that might be a possibility, or it might be kind of locked in on the ship. But there are other things, external attachments, auxiliary mounts, so on and so forth. This is very much a game like faster than light in that you will be upgrading your ship during the course of a usual run. But let's go ahead and just accept the ship selection of the Magpie and get out there, shall we? Tristan Singh, I would say. All right, if we just follow the nav points I laid out, we should be at the wreckage in about 2 days. Then we rendezvous back with the Atlas. We just stick to the asteroid belt as much as we can to avoid detection. Easy. I really don't see why the captain decided to put you in charge of my ship. Oh, okay, a little bit of tension there. Watch your tongue. While we're on this mission, this is your new captain, Ivan Branco. Come on now, we got a mission to do. You can fight all you want once we're back on the hauler. Indeed. Well, actually, let's not fight when we get back to the hauler. But you know, if there has to be fighting, I agree, it should be kept for later. Soon things settle down and everyone is at their assigned posts. Time to start familiarizing yourself with the ship's command console. Very well. Okay, so we are going to want to head on, but I believe we can open this up. We can have a look. We've got our cargo bay. This is our reactor and the amount of energy that we will generate each turn. We will spend energy like an accumulated resource. Instead of having it, if we don't have that energy as a constant flow, that system won't be active. We spend it on the cards that come up. And you can see right now that our shielding cards, they cost 2 energy. Our target lock costs 2. Our laser cutter costs 3, so on and indeed so forth. But let's just move on forward. Your console flashes a warning indicating a combat is near your flight path. Not long after, the infrared sensors flare up as a ship explodes. The remaining ship changes course, heading in your direction. There's no way their sensors spotted us. We've been running cold for almost a day now. Just our luck then. Their flight path will take them right within radar detection range. Prepare combat protocols. Okay, so again, if you're familiar with Faster Than Light, we are going to have 2 ships in not necessarily right next to each other, though right now it kind of looks like, but there is a dividing line there, and this is actually going to come into more importance later when we're starting to deal with missiles and the such, but this is a very similar look. We don't see the internals of the ship though, but we can at some point target individual ship systems, but right now it's going to be very we're just shooting at kind of center mass on the ship. This is your hand of cards displaying the actions you can take each turn. Each card represents resources requires resources to play, shown as the number in the lower part of the card. The colored number next to this icon indicates your current energy. The white number shows your energy income at the start of the next turn. Resources carry over between turns, which is a very important thing to keep in mind. Enemy actions are based on their equipment. Each piece of equipment has card slots indicating their next action. Cards gain 1 pip each turn. When all pips are filled, the card's borders turns white, signaling that it will be played on the next turn. Now that's an interesting one because it's very different from the way we play. We play by spending resources. They play their cards just by accumulating time with different types of abilities requiring a different number of turns to activate. You play cards by dragging and dropping them over the crosshair region. Attack the enemy by playing 2 slice cards to advance. Very well, let's go ahead. There we go, just raking our laser cutter across the hull. End turn by clicking down here. 1 pip has gone through. That is telling us how much damage they're going to do. That's telling us how much shielding they will have. This is the hull damage in general. Right, defense. Shields are your primary defense. Each shield point blocks 1 damage. Shields halve at the start of each turn, so deploy shield cards just before an enemy attack for maximum effectiveness. Now that's a really, really important one, is that the shields don't go away completely at the start of the turn, but they do go down by half each turn. So you do want to, as it said, play them when you need them rather than advance because you're just wasting the energy otherwise. The enemy ship is about to attack. Play a block card to prevent hull damage from the enemy's upcoming attack. Very well, let's go ahead and plomp that down. Love the shield effect, by the way. After playing a card, it moves to your cooldown pile. Cooldown duration is indicated by the clock number on the cards. Once off cooldown, it returns to your draw pile. Press the tab key or click a card status UI for an overview of cards in your draw pile, in your hand, or on cooldown. So we'll press tab there. We can check by cooldown. These are in my deck right now. These are going to take 2 turns. This is going to take 3 turns. By equipment, we can just see the cards individually, or we can hover over them to see just how long they tend to take. Right, we can't play any other cards right now. I guess I could, but deal 1 damage. Upkeep. Play at least 1 attack per turn. So obviously we don't want to play this one right now, because if we can't attack, then we will effectively waste it. So we're just going to end the turn here, let them attack us. There we go. No damage to our hull. Very, very nice. Persistent effects. Persistent effects on your ship appear above your card hand. Some effects last for a set amount of turns, while others have an upkeep. This one. Upkeep condition you have to meet each turn to maintain the effect. Very well. We will pop that one down right there. We now have this in play, and we can apply this. There we go. Just rake it across. Got 5 damage, but they are going to play their shield pulse next turn. There we go. So they've got a shield of 4. We do not have enough damage to get through, but I do need to play this anyway. Oh, actually, no. We did do 1 damage there. Did their shield? Oh, of course. We dealt 5 damage instead of 4. My bad. How silly of me. It literally just told me that. But there we are. We're going to just play our shield so that we don't take any damage here. There we go. And then we finish them off with this. Pop. Nice bit of animation there. I like it. All right. Okay, we've gained some cash, and that is all we're going to gain. But later on, you'll gain different things based on the combat. The area started to get pretty lively. We should expect more combat on the approach to the station. Looks like we're not the only ones stupid enough to raid a Solari facility. Too late to hide our presence now. Asking for permission to restore the reactor's ordnance protocol. That should allow us to squeeze some more power out of it. It will also improve our laser's beam output. Permission granted. Override the cutter's safety protocols. We'll need more firepower. Aye, Captain. That should enable it to emit concentrated laser pulses. Won't be a military-grade laser, but it'll be close. Very nice. Ordnance. You now have access to Ordnance resource. Ordnance is the main resource for attacks. Open your ship status screen now to inspect. So we've got Ordnance, we've got energy. You have 1 unallocated reactor power. Left click on Ordnance resource to add your extra reactor power to it. So let's go ahead and click that. You can redistribute the reactor power between your resources at any time. Right clicking on energy twice to remove 2 power. Tunk, tunk, and then left click on Ordnance to move that back around. So our reactor now is outputting a little bit more power than it was before, but we're now having to split it between 2 different types of resources. Your power distribution should mirror that. There we go. Ship status. To close ship status, we can click on this, but I would... Oh, damn it. I want that to go away. Let me open that up again. If we have a look here now, beam sweep. This is an attack, or in fact, all of our attacks now require Ordnance energy to function, but beam sweep will require Ordnance and energy, whereas our basic shield requires just energy. And the engineering, the target lock card requires just energy, but again, it'll only require it once. Let's move on to the next waypoint. We've got a ship closing in on an attack vector. Looks like pirates. Very well. I like their ship. I've got a soft spot for vertical ships ever since Homeworld. Resource redistribution. You can redistribute reactor power anytime in combat. Right click on resource type to remove 1 power unit. Left click to add. This lets you shift your resources income to suit your needs. Warning, adding 1 power to a resource generates 1 heat. Heat changes take place after playing the next card. Okay, fair enough. Though we are dissipating heat. Ships have a heat resistance and dissipation value. Resistance is the amount of heat a ship can safely sustain before overheating. Dissipation is the amount of heat removed at the end of each turn. Every point of overheat deals 1 hull damage at the start of your turn. Okay, duly noted. Enemy ships also now have that. But if we have a look at beam sweep, this does ignite damage. So, hull damage required to add 1 heat. The heat symbol damages hull for each point above resistance on turn start is reduced equal to dissipation at the end of the turn. So yeah, literally just adds heat to the enemy ship. Now, you're going to fire immediately. Your laser is ready to fire straight away, so I'm promptly going to activate that. I am then going to activate the target lock Damn. Dragon Blast. I really didn't read that properly, did I? I can, however, tonk. And if I... Yeah, I've got enough there, but it's not going to give me power this turn, unfortunately. That was a very poor play on my part. Well, considering I actually do need that over there, I need 3 and 2. Oh well, that was a wasted turn, but we still don't take any damage. I literally just talked over the fact that that's how our energy works. I should have saved that card for a little bit. Precision attacks. Cards with this icon, like the laser pulse, are precision attacks that can target specific enemy equipment. Drag and drop these cards over an enemy equipment or card in the UI or over a piece of equipment on the ship model to attack it. Each enemy piece of equipment has a durability value indicated by the shield. When durability hits 0, the equipment breaks, preventing any action. Enemy equipment is automatically repaired in 3 turns' time. It will maintain its current level of readiness, though, whilst being repaired. The durability damage from a precision card is indicated by the unit icon with an X through it. Okay, so if you have a look there, that'll do 4 damage. 4 damage. We've got enough to do a bit of damage. We could definitely take their shield offline, if nothing else. Does that do... Well, we could actually take their shield offline, sure. Sure. Right, we're going to go for that then. Whomp whomp. Shield is down for 3 turns. I like it. Okay, well, we are now going to have to just try and get as much damage in then as we can. Discarding cards. You can right-click on a card to discard unwanted cards, freeing up the slot for a new draw next turn. Discarding cards do go on cooldown just as if being played. Consider discarding cards that are not useful in the next few turns. Well, this is only going to be useful in 1 turn, so I'm going to discard that card, sure. And then we will play this, add a bit of heat to the ship. There we go. Did a little bit of damage to the heavy laser as well. But we're going to keep this one in hand because we're probably going to need to play it next turn. See, I am capable of thinking tactically, just occasionally I am stupid. Right, so that one's going to attack. It's going to do a chonky bit of damage, unfortunately, but there's not too much that we can do about that one. I would love it if we could, but we cannot. There we go. We have brought them down quite far, though. I'm going to discard that card. We're just going to refill the whole deck. We'll take a bit of damage this turn, 6 damage, in fact, which isn't great, but it's fine. We're going to take them out ultimately, so I'm not too terribly worried about it. I could take down their laser weapon. Oh, actually, no, I can't. Never mind. I would need to be able to apply that twice. That's fine, though. There we go. That'll easily just bounce off the shield. There we are. And whilst their shield will go up next turn, they won't live long enough for that to matter. There we go. A bit of a messy engagement ultimately, but it's okay. Click the subsystem item to add it to your cargo bay. Very well. Infrared emitter. It's a laser item. Any attack from this weapon that deals hull damage adds +1 heat. Oh, okay, very nice. And gain some extra rewards. Very nice indeed. Can I add that system? Captain, we should hook up the mass refiner module to the reactor. It's crucial for improving our reactor's power output and strengthening the Magpie shield system. It was originally meant for deflecting dust and minor asteroids, not high-powered lasers. I can modify it to suspend high-density particles in its magnetic field, diffusing laser beams and absorbing kinetic force. This improves defense, but does require mass. Okay. Permission granted. We also salvaged a functional subsystem from that ship. I'm sure we can put it to good use. Might help us get out of this in one piece. I'll be claiming that as reparations for my ship when we're back on the Atlas. The Magpie will need a new coat of paint once all of this... Oh, it's going to need more than a new coat of paint if I'm in charge, mate. You can upgrade your reactor with credits you gather on your journey. To upgrade your reactor, open the status screen. There we go. And for 150, but you know what? That's absolutely worth it. And now we're going to add a little bit to mass. Now, I believe, yes. Okay, so our shields now require mass as well. Subsystems enhance compatible equipment and their cards with various effects. Drag and drop the subsystem from the cargo bay onto your modified cutter for application. Only one subsystem of the same type can be added to a piece of equipment. Sure, we'll add that one in there. So now the infrared emitter is active on all of these cards, so we should see any attack from this weapon that deals hull damage adding 1 heat. That's going to make it very, very nice indeed. As for you, We now gain 6 shields because we're also spending 1 matter. That seems fair. Right, okay then, moving on. Station wreckage. The remains of the station slowly come into view as you navigate to the designated coordinates. These things seem quiet, but the tension in the crew is palpable. Judging by the electromagnetic emissions, there should still be some functioning equipment we can salvage in that section over there. Combat training. Wait, look at the fluctuations in those infrared readings. I'll bet you a week's rations that there's a ship lying in wait to spring an ambush. Prep the laser and let's go around to get the jump on them instead. We can circle around and attack. This will give us advantage, so first attack deals +3 damage, or move closer to the wreckage and get a better read. No, we'll go ahead and circle around. We'll make use of their skills. Crew abilities. Crew have abilities. You can activate at will during combat. To inspect crew abilities, hover over a crew's portrait. So you've got overload cannons. Next attack played this turn deals +50% damage. We've also got tune generator. Next shield card played this turn gives 50% shield points. And force production, gain 2 of each resource. Abilities do not use regular resources. Instead, they cost command points and have a cooldown after use. Your command point capacity is determined by the amount of crew on board. +3 max command points per crew member. Okay, so we've got 8 out of 12. Well, since we've got advantage, so we're going to do a lot more damage this turn, I might want to go ahead and activate this, but we're going to take 8 damage in total. But this is a missile. Removes from the battle once played. This will deal damage in a turn's time. This will deal damage right now. That is very important with the missile systems. Let's go ahead, activate this. We want our weapon system to do a lot more damage than usual. We've also got the infrared emitter. Which one do we want to go for? Deal 13. Oh, we obviously want to go with this one. It's not going to hit any particular system, but will deal a lot of ignite damage as well. So let's go ahead and just apply this. Wow. Enemy shields down. There we go. We've added a load of extra heat. We don't have enough to run a second one unless well, it would only do 3 damage, but because of this, any attack from this weapon that deals hull damage adds 1 heat. We would be able to push them up to their heat level, but not over it. So I don't think there's really any reason to go for that just yet. Let's just play our block card. There we go. We'll easily be able to absorb the incoming damage with this. Right, and a missile away. Delayed attacks. Incoming enemy missile. You can track missiles in the lower left part of the screen, above your hull points. Missiles have a delay of 1 or more turns before they hit. You can defend against missiles by playing shield cards, or shoot them down with special missile defense cards. That is on the way in. We can see that, but I should be able to just pump my block since we need to block 4. Well, actually, it does 4 damage, so we probably won't be able to take that out, unfortunately. That does suck a little bit, but I think we're going to just go ahead and apply. Well, actually, if I apply you, 50% more is an extra 3. Actually, yeah, this would allow us to block all incoming damage. There we go. That will be perfect then. Can't play the beam sweep this turn, but that's all right. I would like to take out their missile system, ideally. Let's try and bring that down as soon as we can.
We're hit.
We're fine. Right, still got a little bit of block, which we're going to need in a moment. I would very much like to take this out, but I need the block to be able to sustain against this laser fire. So we're going to aim for the missile again. If I can get another precision attack, we'll be able to take that down. And turn. Unfortunately, command points don't seem to regenerate. Please give me another shield. Oh, thank goodness we did. But I can't actually play this. I'm going to discard that. Going to play the shield. We're going to need that in order to deal with the incoming missile. And then hopefully we'll get a regular beam next turn and a shield. We basically need a shield every turn to deal with the laser cutter. We didn't get a shield. Damn Dragon Blast. But we can at least take that laser offline. Kind of sucks that we're going to take hull damage here, but oh well. Let's apply a bit of extra heat. So they're now overheating. They're going to take 1 bit of damage this turn. That's okay. There we go. We are not overheating, thankfully. Let's pop our block up and now start aiming for the laser there. Well, didn't really matter, I guess. I suppose if we'd gone for the laser, ultimately that would have been better overall. Click on the flashing equipment to add it to the cargo bay. There we go. Basic missile rack. Can I click that now? Right, card rewards. After some combat encounters, you can draft cards to add to any piece of equipment. Click the add card button to select a card to add. Very well. Okay, we can get blinding pulse. Deals 4 damage. Next enemy attack deals 50% less damage. Okay, and its precision. Shield stream, gain 4 shield and 1 shield duration per turn. Disables 1 energy production for the effect's duration. Duration is 3 turns. Okay, prevents shield points from halving at the start of the turn for 3 turns, but I would generate less energy. Or ammo dump. Gain 4 ordnance, but sustain is 2 heat. Alright. Deplete. Remove from battle once played. Heat damages hull for each point above resistance on turn start is reduced equal to the dissipation at the turn. So I generate 2 heat to get 4 ordnance. It costs me nothing to have though. So it might be okay. We're not really struggling with heat. But this is a very nice attack there. That's a very, very nice attack. That's equivalent to a beam sweep. But it's precision and it would cause the next attack from the enemy. Not a turn base, but just the next attack, which is actually kind of nice. We could skip it for nothing, but I think we're going to take Blinding Pulse. Right, let's grab you. Gain a little bit of extra cash as well. Morale determines the rate at which your command points recharge on entering a node. Each crew member increases your maximum command points by 3. Okay, so we've got 2 morale. Certain event choices can temporarily or permanently affect crew morale. Area clear, no further hostiles in engagement range. Deploying a recon drone for the visual sweep of the wreckage. Look behind that plating. That black box is the station's main data storage and backup unit. It's bound to have a lot of valuable research data we can sell. Who knows what they were cooking up here? Are you out of your mind? If the Solari catch us with wind of us stealing that, we're as good as dead. We need a new air recycling and ventilation system back at the station, don't we? This is why we went on this scavenging run in the first place. This will bring in enough credits for all of that and more. Enough squabbling. We've got a limited window before more hostiles arrive. Our orders were to retrieve all valuable salvage, so let's get to work. Begin salvage operations. The crew quickly work to retrieve the black box and fill the Magpie's cargo bay with any valuable salvage they can find. After the work is done, you set course for the rendezvous point with the Atlas. Open your ship's stats UI screen to inspect the salvage equipment and install it on your ship. Okay. Drag the equipment from the cargo bay and drop it on the appropriate empty hardpoint. This will add 1 extra card slot and the cards from that equipment to your deck while in combat. Pop that in there. There you go. So this is a basic missile rack. We will have 2 Starfire missiles. They will be removed once played. And they require just 2 ordnance to play. 6 damage in 1 turn. We are using the AI gunner, which is level 0 and doesn't seem to have... Well, it's artificial is the only thing going for it on that one, but okay. I don't know if that means anything in particular. Rendezvous point. Incoming tight beam transmission from the Atlas. Magpie, this is the Atlas. We've got a situation. The Solari have flagged us for interrogation. They've most likely got all their senses pointed at us until we meet up with the patrol ship. Any attempt to pick you up would incriminate us both. We'll be fine, but I'm afraid you'll have to return to the station on your own. Keep your burn minimal and maintain a low profile until you're clear. Roger that, Captain. Stay safe. I've heard about Solari interrogation methods. I wouldn't want to be on the Atlas right now. There's an alternate route that we can take that will keep us away from any major flight corridors and known Solari fleet positions. Should work. We have enough Delta V and remaining fuel to get us to the station. Set an alternate route to the station. That'll take us straight through deadweight controlled territory though. A solitary scavenger ship is sure to attract some attention from those pirate scum. We best be on our toes. Okay, so that's our new rendezvous. There are 2 path types in Breachway. Main paths, shown as blue lines, allow only forward travel. As you can see, the direction of travel is indicated by the dotted lines moving. Secondary paths, though, marked by thin yellow lines, permit both forward and backward movement. Moving to a node on a secondary path consumes 1 fuel. Okay, but it doesn't consume fuel moving down there. Interesting. Okay, very interesting. All right, waypoint disliked. Captain, we've intercepted a distress call. A civilian transport is under attack by a deadweight raider. They won't last long without our intervention. If we reroute power to our thrusters for max burn, we could intercept in time, pulling the raider's focus. That's too risky. It would leave us exposed during the approach. The deadweight could attack us freely, and we'd be defenseless until combat systems are online. It's a calculated risk. Diverting their fire from the transport to us is the only way to save that ship. Our hull should hold against a barrage. You make the call, Captain. Distract the pirates and save the civilian transport. It'll give us +1 morale, but will it be at disadvantage? Wait until the weapons are fully charged before engaging. Combat advantage. Or stay out of this. Our orders are returned to base. No, we'll go for the morale. I'm drinking tea. This is a light Aavak playthrough. Acknowledged, Captain. It's the right call. Preparing for the maneuver now. You divert all power to the engines and fire up the thrusters to their maximum capacity. Before long, the deadweight ship stops firing on the civilian transport and turns its attention to you. Now, we'll find out how long that morale will last for. Hopefully a while. Okay, so they get the first round. 4 damage. Okay, we can deal with that. The enemy ship has a flak cannon. Flak inflicts random damage within range. Most flak attacks have a shredding value. Hull damage from flak that is equal or higher than the attack's shredding value triggers a shred status effect on the target. Each shred stack raises flak's minimum damage by 1. Shred decreases by 1 if not reapplied in a turn. Oh, but can it continue to stack? Ooh, that's an important one. Shredding 5. So as long as it does 5, 6, or 7, then it will increase. Okay. Their laser burst does ignite as well. All right. We are going to take flak damage here, which does suck. Gaining from the resource isn't necessarily useful to me, but I'm going to use overload cannons. We're going to use target lock. That will allow me to beam sweep, 10 damage and ignite. This should put them over their heat if only... Oh, blinding pulse. Actually, 7 damage from blinding pulse would be very nice right now. And the next attack will do half damage. Oh, that's fantastic. And we can target the flak barrage. Let's do it. That has brought that down a lot. Okay, blind shot. Next played attack. That one won't be ready. So this is the only one that can attack. So it's now incapable of doing shred damage. That worked out so well. Wow. All right. I think we'll also launch the Star Flare. We've got the units for it. That being said, I could burn for more resources. And if we do that now, we'll still have enough to tune the generator later. Yeah, let's go for it. That means we can get beam sweep going. We won't be able to fire the missile, but beam sweep is going to add a lot more heat to their system as well. There we go. 2 damage from heat. This is not a bad opening considering we're fighting at disadvantage right now. Okay, and turn. 2 hull damage. We took 3 damage in total. Now they're back up to the 3 to 7. Okay, this is coming in first. We'll use 1 block card. Now, will this count as me firing? Yeah, play at least 1 attack per turn. That's fine. We'll launch a missile. That should count. In 1 turn, that will reach its target. All right, that should prevent us from taking heat. Yeah, no, it only applies heat if hull damage required to add heat. Add 1 heat, sorry. So I think it does need to apply some hull damage for it to count. We'll have a watch though. Yeah, didn't even get through the shields. We're fine. And the missile managed to spread enough damage onto the flak barrage to take it offline. Perfect. Okay, that actually worked really well. At this point, we don't need to worry over much, so I'm just going to target you. I could fire the Star Flare, but I don't think I will. I'm going to keep that in reserve for next turn, just in case. All right, end the turn. We'll see what we can do. Couldn't attack. It can attack now, though, so we're going to play you, get that running. Beam sweep would be nice. I could go for the laser pulse though, as that will take the laser burst offline, and I think that is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to disable all of their systems, and I could fire the star flare. That will be enough to take them out next turn. I'm assuming that these cards will be available for me again next turn. Sorry, next combat. They've just been removed from my list of abilities for this fight. I'm not entirely sure. Right, we've got the PDC array Mark 1 that has 2 PDC burst abilities. We've got some cash. Do I want to add a card? Paired pulse, deal 3 damage 2 times. Firecracker, deal 2 damage 3 times in 1 turn. Oh, that's actually very nice. Shield stream, expand capacity, add 1 card slot. Costs 1 for every existing card slot. Okay. That might be good. Upgrade. Effect does not expire. Cards removed from deck while effect is active. I mean, that kind of seems really cool, actually. Still, the Firecracker seems ultra nice. But I think we're going to go with this one just to find out how that works. Okay. We'll get 3... morale restored for that. Auxiliary equipment. The point defense cannon you salvage from the enemy goes on the Orc's mount, providing effective defense against enemy missiles. Auxiliary equipment operates without a crew member, but doesn't add an extra card slot in combat. Open your ship's status screen to equip it. Okay. Let's drag it down. Tonk. PDC burst. Got a 2-turn cooldown. Point defense. If missile incoming, destroy 1 missile. Else deal 2 damage with no visual effects to the enemy ship. It requires 1 ordnance and 1 energy to fire. Okay, not too terribly bad. All things considered. Right. Repair station. Neutral. You come across an abandoned repair station. A large part of it has been stripped clean by scavengers, but upon closer inspection, one of the maintenance bays still seems functional. Dock and attempt to do some repairs. It might not look like it, but some of the equipment left here is actually in good working condition. Your engineer gets to work on the assistance of with the assistance of the rest of the crew. After a few hours later, the hull looks better than ever. 12 hull points repaired. Very nice indeed. Alright, moving on. Waypoint disliked once again. Sir, a gunship is getting ready to fire. They must have some stealth tech that kept them hidden from the Magpie sensors until they made their way into direct engagement range. We've got an incoming hail. Patch it through. There you are, little Magpie. We've been looking forward to having a word with you. This doesn't need to get messy. Hand over that data core you've got in your hands and you'll fly away unscathed with the rest of your salvage. Power down and prepare for boarding. Captain, if we power down our reactor, we're as good as dead. We're dead either way. We can't take a light cruiser on this ship. Then we go down swinging. I'm not taking orders from a pirate. Engage combat protocols. We make our stand, whether it be the last or not. Yet to see. It saddens me to hear that you choose violence, Captain. The data core is designed to withstand thermonuclear blasts. Don't expect us to hold back. I mean, they got a point, I guess. All right. Okay, you've got Take Aim, you've got Laser Pulse, you've got Star Flare, you've got Spread Shot, Flak, deal 2 to 5 damage, and destroy the closest enemy missile. Oh, that is unfortunate for us, and it looks like that can fire every turn. Careful, that Spread Shot can shoot down our missiles. Rightio. Alright. Well, I've got my own PDC to use here. Is anything going to hit us? 2 to 5 flak damage. Nothing too terrifying. Got Beam Sweep. They've got a lot of heat. We've got the Laser Pulse as well. Alright, well, we're going to open up with Beam Sweep, I think. I could try and laser the Spread Shot and take that offline if we can. Might be the better option for us. And just allow our energy to accrue. Yeah, I think we should. I definitely think we should. Okay. Pop up the shields. And we'll see how this goes. Do I really need that to build up? I could possibly pull down some energy. I'm going to allow this to accrue a little bit first. And then we're probably going to pull that down. And we'll see how this goes for now. That being said, gaining 2 of each resource right now would actually be nice for the opening. Do I strictly need this to attack, though? 6 damage. is 6 damage. It would ruin a very nice hull reading, but it would also apply Ignite 3, but that isn't... well, the heat reduction isn't super fast, so sure, you know what? We're going to go for it. Let's apply that right now. Now, I'm going to bring up Tab a second. I want to have a look at how many ways we use... Oh, we do use 4 for that, okay. So I'm going to have to wait until we can play that. But once that's played, I only need a little bit of matter to run the shields for quite some time. Yeah, we're gonna let that continue to accrue just for the time being. Okay, end turn. It's fine. Yeah, they're gonna be able to play that every single turn, which is not good for us. Does 2 to 5. It's not fantastic, but they haven't put up any shields yet, but they're going to do a bit of damage. We're going to take the missile offline. We don't need it right now. And let's apply beam sweep. Get a little bit of extra heat on their systems. They haven't used shields, which is an interesting one. Very interesting, actually. Okay, that's unfortunate. They decided to use... did we? Yeah, we took a tiny bit of damage here, but not a huge amount. Okay, predictive aim. Your next flak attack this turn deals max damage. Okay. Well, they're definitely going to use that. I would like to use PDC to destroy the missile. There we go. I do like that. It's a shame it doesn't have PDC fire going on there. That would actually be kind of cool. Right, well, there's nothing else I can do this turn, which actually does suck enormously. Because we're about to take a lot of damage. Well, at least we're not taking the missile as well. Still, I could pop this ability again. Blinding Pulse would be good because, yeah, while they're going to be using max damage, this is going to pull that damage down by half. So, yeah, down to 3. Yeah, let's definitely do that. In fact, we're going to take it offline. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. That worked out much better than I was expecting. Okay, down to 53 there. Predictive aim is active, but they can't actually do anything with it. Blind. Enemy attack deals -1 damage for 3 turns. They've got their laser pulse ready to fire. And their missile system is ready as well. We're going to go ahead, use block. However, I'm going to tone that down for now. We don't need that much energy of it, matter anymore. We'll turn it back on in a bit. I would like to go for their laser pulse if we can. Try and take that offline as soon as we're able to. I'm not going to waste this for now. We're just going to hold on to that. They're at their heat level. Right, missile incoming. That's fine. We can shoot that down right now. We will keep this in position. We've got spread shot. That's going to be repaired next turn. And we're going to have a beam sweep active. And they're going to have a missile coming after, so I might actually want to hold on to this, but I'm going to throw caution to the wind. We'll see what we can do. I don't think having target lock in our hand right now is useful for us. Alright, our attacks are going to deal less damage. Okay, we've got a good number of items. Beam sweep will be able to push them over their heat limit. Laser pulse won't do enough damage, sadly. And I no longer have the ability to play any of these abilities. Yeah, that is a shame because that would have been fantastic. But we can add to our shield. I can definitely try and do a little bit more damage to that. And beam sweep as well. There we go. A little bit of fire damage as well. We've actually pulled them down below our hit points, but I feel that we are fighting a losing battle ultimately because we only did that initially thanks to special abilities, which we can no longer play. 6 damage, yeah, okay. Incoming and a missile incoming. And I've got nothing to shoot that down, so I better get a... I did get a shield block, which is good. Laser cooldown. Cool down the charge laser and prepare it for firing again. Okay. We've got light barrage incoming. Let's get that up and running. Let's take this offline, please and thank you. There we go. Add a little bit more damage as well. Now this is going to do a wallop load of damage, and this is as well. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do. It's going to do max damage, which is going to be 3, but that's still not going to be high enough to... Well, actually, it depends. Will this trigger the blind shot? No, I think the blind shot is going to work with the light barrage, so it's not going to be able to shred us, thankfully, but we'll see what happens next. There's no point in us having that for now, whilst this is active. There is nothing that we can use it for. Ouch. Ouch. 34, 36. Blind and spread shot are back up. Okay, we've got expand capacity. Well, that's what we wanted it for, so let's activate it.
Capacity
activate
increased.
block. Definitely want that. I actually have enough to trigger all of these. So sure, let's target lock as well. And finally, let's aim for... Sure, let's start taking out their flak gun. But I'm going to need to redistribute now so that I can still use my shield every turn. All right. And it's not terrifying, but, you know, it is in play now. Okay, incoming. Okay, we can play a block. Do I not have any more PDC? Were they? Oh, they were just once off. Ah, that's a bit of a rough one. Okay, duly noted. That is not great. Right, they've got light barrage again. This one could potentially do shredding damage, and we've got a missile incoming. So I clearly need to activate this. We are then going to aim for the light barrage. If I can take that down, it's going to be amazing. We have pulled them down below our hit points, but again, this is a toughie. The fact that we've got them overheating is definitely helping us, though. Getting a beam sweep actually probably would have been better, because that would have done cumulative damage over the next few turns. Still, we can hope that we can do it next turn. I'm not going to be able to play 2 of them, though, so I may as well not have it there. But there is a version of events here that I can take this offline and then launch a Starflare. Oh, we didn't get it. Okay, that's unfortunate. Okay, well, we're clearly going to need this. Going to take that offline again. We cannot attack you right now, so it's just the way it's going to be. Unfortunately, oh, well, maybe I should have launched it just so I could have had the extra damage. That might have been a wise move thinking about it. Oh, well, it's not what I did. Still, we are ever so slightly higher than them in terms of their overall hit points. And missiles incoming. We have got block. We have got blinding pulse. I cannot fire both of them. So we're just going to take this offline for now. Going to bring up our shield to defeat the incoming missile. Well, it won't. We'll still take 1 damage, but well, you know, it's not too bad actually where we've got them right now. And I think having both of these available, I only want one of them. That one specifically. Okay, incoming. Oh my lord, both of them. Actually, that isn't that. Ooh, that isn't a bad thing. Their spread shot is offline for a while. Let's launch both. Do we have enough? Yes, we do. I'm going to take a chunky bit of damage in a second, but which one do we want? Do I want to go for the heat? I actually do. Yes. Let's get them overheating. They're going to take 2 hull damage and 2 missiles coming in for 6 damage each. We might actually be bringing them close to death. Okay, and their missile is launched. And our missiles both hit. They die next turn no matter what we do this turn. Let's get our shield up and just, you know, add insult to injury. You know what? I'm just going to go for the blind there. There we go. Just knock a system offline because I could. Take that. I can't win this fight. You clearly don't know who I am. There we are. Let's grab a card. A Catalyst Pulse. Deal 4 damage. All pulse cards played this turn deal +1 damage. Okay, well, that's actually very nice, but I'd have to save up for that one. Light torpedo deals 8 damage after 2 turns, requires 3 production to fire. Raise shields. If you don't have shields, add 12 shields and an extra shield duration, but otherwise only add 6. Ooh, that one seems amazing. Harness strike, gain 1 shield point every time you play a laser or ion attack. Now that one looks very, very nice indeed. Okay, I'm really liking the engineering bay. That place is amazing. Grid fire, point defense. If missile isn't coming, take down up to 3 enemy missiles, else deal 2 damage 3 times. I think I can't pass up harnessed strike. I mean, come on, that's amazing. But we are hurting. We're just shy of half health. It's over. You made it out alive. Somehow. You look around at your crew. Everyone is exhausted, but still breathing. Setting the ship's navigation to autopilot, you lean back and finally relax with a sense of relief. Okay, not bad. Home station up ahead, Captain. Preparing docking procedures. Once docked, the station's spin gravity kicks in. You and your crew disembark and head to your station quarters to rest, while dock workers start unloading the cargo bay. A few hours later, you're called to meet the station director in her office. I've had our researchers look at the data you brought back in the black box. While heavily encrypted, Rin managed to extract some data on the research they were conducting at the station. It has to do with the anomaly that swept through our system a while ago, knocking out a large part of our electronics. The equipment aboard the research station was able to extract some sort of information from it, leading them to believe it was a coded message or signal of unknown origins. Their data shows multiple star systems within the Breachway network were similarly affected, which led them to trace the trajectories to a set of coordinates where they converge. There's a lot more information here, but deciphering it further will take some time. Whatever else it may contain, this information is too dangerous to keep here. The Solari will come looking for it sooner or later. They're already moving their fleets to close the system's breachway access points. They don't want this getting out. Take the black box with you and leave. Rin will accompany you to further decrypt the data. Judging by the Solari response, this signal could lead to something important that could shift the balance of power. Me and Ivan are joining you as well. There's no way you're going on some crazy suicidal adventure while we stay behind to do maintenance work on the ventilation system. Good. We're preparing a Corvette-class gunship in the hangar for you. Posing as a mercenary will allow you to move freely within the Breachway network without raising suspicion. Once you're ready to leave, head to a random system in the Breachway network, and from there, start making your way towards the signal coordinates. This should make it more difficult for the Solari to connect you to this whole thing. Godspeed, Captain. Head to the hangar. Perk unlocked. Start out with 40 somethings. I have no idea what it's at. Okay, so we do have the choice of a couple of different ships, and we can look through these. We've got the Arbalast, a well-rounded ship that strikes a balance between offense and defense. It boasts a pulse laser that performs best in multi-attack bursts, destroying enemy equipment with ease. This is the pulse laser there. We've got Catalyst Pulse. We've got the Barrier Shield, Resource Bay. It's got Conservation. Gain 1 energy for every 2 ordnance you spend this turn. Okay. And a point defense laser. We've got external, we've got a utility hardpoint, a launch bay, and another weapon mount, interestingly. We've also got the savings. This is what we unlocked, apparently. So you start out with 40 extra credits. That's actually pretty cool. Overstocked, unlock, purchase 5 subsystems from a store. I wonder what we did to unlock this one. Bonus fuel, unlocks, visits 30 optional nodes, unlocked, upgrade your reactor 20 times. This is an upgraded reactor. Start out with +1 reactor point. Okay, so basically, as you go through, you might be able to select a couple of, and it looks like we can have up to 4 of them. That's actually pretty cool. What is this one? Hot reload. Every 6th attack costs nothing. Okay, that's actually quite, well, at least no ordnance anyway. Right, okay, we've got a number of crew potentials here, up to 6, which would actually be quite nice. But let's have a look at other ones. You've got the Marauder. Reach the first system boss with the Arbalast unlock. Okay. I've got Sandro over here, different crew members. I like it, but still. Oh, actually, no, this one has 3 weapon mounts potentially. No launch bay, though. Another utility hardpoint. What have we? Oh, It's got so each ship, this isn't an unlocked thing. This is just based on the ship itself. Relentless, 20% chance to return an attack card from cooldown to your hand when playing an attack. Nice. Enter the second system with the Marauder. Okay, so it seems that it is a definite progression here through all of these different ships. This one's got 2 weapons mounted, launch blade, tactical hardpoint. Okay, that's actually a hacking module. Oh, I like it. Firebrand, reach the second system boss with any ship. And then we're back to the Arbalast. Okay, well, it looks like we have only one option, so I guess we're taking the Arbalast out then. I forgot to add in the extra credits. It doesn't matter too much. This is basically the starting point if you don't play through the prologue tutorial. So if we do end up playing the game a little bit more, we can always start from this point and I can take the cash as well. Most map nodes are under the control of one of the game's factions. Events at these nodes are influenced by your standing with the controlling faction. Some events can present choices that can modify your relation with one or more factions. Faction relations are grouped as follows. Hated is 0 to 1 pip, high chance of negative events and possible ambushes. Disliked is 2 to 3, chance of negative events, station docking requests may be denied. 4 to 5 means you're neutral, standard event outcomes, and allied is 6 pips. This can lead to ally support in events and combat as well as better rewards. Captain, our sensors detect a group of Starkin gunships on our flight path. Looks like they're trying to block any ships from entering the system through this Breachway corridor. Judging by the large number of civilian ships further ahead, the blockade is meant to keep people in. It looks like the gunships are in disarray. They haven't reacted to our approach. If we make a run at full burn, we can push through with little fighting. But I think that's where we're going to be wrapping things up. This gives you an idea of what a regular map is. The next sector is all the way down here. We've got a boss battle at the very end, which is actually kind of interesting. We've got a number of regular paths through this sector. We've got an elite combat. Okay, it's kind of like Slay the Spire. That elite's impossible. Well, I say Slay the Spire is like pretty much every game in that genre at this point. Space station, but we're disliked there. Space station, but we're allied. But the real thing to note here is the presence of these corridors, which again, if you remember, allow us for the cost of fuel to move forward or back across these. But I believe that we don't need to use fuel to travel down these one-way sections. So as long as you've got enough fuel to get to one of these, you can always get to the boss, but you might miss out on some other options. But I think that's going to be where we're wrapping things up. If you are interested in seeing me play through a little bit more, then do let St. Algorithmus know with those beautiful buttons down below. But that is going to have to be it for this episode. So until next time, and as always, do take care.